are true human beings. As a human being, we have many temptations which we cannot avoid, but we can only leave the temptations behind when we die. So all the temptations, I think we feel the same temptation, whether for honor, glory, or flesh desires. So today, Jesus said, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites." So these people, scribes and Pharisees, who are they? They are the teachers of the law of their ancestors. If we can say, these people may not also be educated ones and in terms of religious education. So they might be bishops and priests and religious in today. But today, these people, they are honored in the eyes of the ordinary people. So people, when they see them, they will pay tribute to them, and also to give honor, to reserve the first place at a table, to offer them food also for free. But these people, they were bad people in the eyes of Jesus, because what they have, their external acts are different from what is within. Jesus compared them to a whitewashed tomb, which appear beautiful on the outside, but inside are full of dead men's bones and every kind of filthy. This might remind me that I remember once a mother of a religious sister, she asked me, "Father, how are you?" I said, "I'm okay." "So, don't you feel lonely? Don't you feel lonely at night?" I said, "Yeah, sometimes, but not always." Because that is a mother of a religious sister, so somehow I'm very open to her. So she continued to ask me, "So what do you do when you feel lonely?" "Well, I pray bravely, I say the rosary." Then she did not ask further questions. But I think this is also what we are encountering every day. We, as religious or as married people, you may also feel loneliness, and you also want to have someone to talk with at night. But the same thing I think happens to Jesus when he talked to the scribes and Pharisees. When they were on their vocation, they will also want to be like holy men, like their ancestors, to defend the faith inherited from their ancestors. But later, their direction has changed. And even including St. Francis, when he was alive, he encountered many flesh desires. So what did he do? He just at night, he go to the yard, and because it was snowing, so he just embraced the snow on the ground in order to decrease the flesh desires. I think this one is, Jesus was giving warning and also opportunity to remind these scribes and Pharisees, because what they see in the other's eyes are different from within their own hearts. So if it's like during the past 2 weeks, I have been going to confession in the cathedral every Saturday. I came to realize that it really helps me to be sensitive to the temptations and also the emotions inside myself. I learned this one from Saint Padre Pio, because he said, if you clean a house thoroughly, then close the door and the windows. But after 1 week, even if you go inside, and you will see all the dust. He gave us this example to show us that we need to be sensitive to our emotion if we really want to get a big jump or big leap in our spirituality. We need to do or even force ourselves to follow a certain schedule to go to confession or certain religious regulation. So for these Pharisees and scribes, even though They observe all the religious regulations, but only God knows what is inside them. And each one of us, we have our own weaknesses and particular temptations. And I think we also know what are the antidote to this temptation. But let us always be sensitive, because if one day Jesus told us, "Oh, Father Francis, you are like a whitewashed tomb, appear beautiful on the outside, but full of bones and every kind of filthy inside your heart," and I think that day would be my own destruction. So brothers and sisters, let us be reminded once again, we may not be like the Pharisees and scribes in the old time, but we also have the temptation as they have encountered. And if we do not pay much attention, and if we do not correct them right now, one day we may also like one of them, which would appeal as woe to you in the eyes of Jesus. May God help our weaknesses. Amen.